Yo, this is illmage. So, someone expressed interest in like finding new ways to like take shots or approach the ring. So I figured I would go over some like a very small amount of like the common shots and a little bit of the trick shots. But yeah, so there's just gonna be a bunch of different ones. So I'll start like really basic and then go into more like complex ones later. So the I think the most basic shot is you just fly forward and then just aim and shoot. Like it's as simple as that. That's the most basic shot. If you're approaching and you see the keepers here, just aim and shoot. Super basic. You don't need to do anything crazy. Um, then the next one is if you have a lot of time, like you look backwards and the chasers aren't there, and the keeper is playing like uh, reactive. You can just like sit here, literally sit here without moving and just aim, because you aim faster than he can move. So like you aim here, he moves over here. He moves here, he moves over here. So you just do this, and he's like bouncing around like crazy, but you move faster, so you can just pick the one that he's not at. And that really only works with like reactive keepers, because they can just come out and kick you. So if you see they're gonna come kick you, you can just like dodge or something. But that's another one you can do. The next type is probably going to be a drift shot. So you just hold drift and then just aim wherever and just shoot. I found generally that whichever side you're drifting to is where the keeper will be. So if you're drifting this way, the keeper will be here as default. Or if you're drifting to this side, the keeper will be here. So whichever side you're drifting to, generally aiming for like the opposite one or the top hoop is like a pretty safe bet. But if you're drifting and you see he's like way over there or he's in the middle, then you just aim close and just shoot really quick. The important thing is like when you take these shots, you want to just adjust really quickly. Like whatever you do, whatever you decide to like aim at, just move and immediately click, because if you're aiming this way, the keeper sees the gold line from your character all the way to the hoop. So you just move faster than they can react or adjust to it, which can be, it could take a little time to get like really like accurate with that. And sometimes you're gonna whiff just because uh, it'll take a little time, a little practice to take like a lot of shots and get used to adjusting like that. But yeah. So back to the drift. Just remember you can drift from anywhere. Like you don't have to always just like fly like directly in the middle of the ring and like go for a shot. Like you can come in drifting from the floor. Like you can just be on the ground and drift in and like aim upwards like this, or you can like drift in from like the ceiling. Um, just like we're in a flying world, so every direction is like available to you, up to the ceiling or down to the floor. So like use all of the space available to you and just come in and drift. And when you're using all this vertical space up or down, I found that the keeper struggles a little bit more with that rather than like a normal like you're coming straight at them kind of shot. So just keep in mind like use all the space available to you when you're trying to create these shots. Like every single angle is a different way you can approach. So the next kind of basic shot is just using your dodge. You just come at a ring, dodge, and just tap. You just tap shoot. You don't charge or anything. And this one you can get pretty close to the rings, but you need to be aware that the keeper can like react. Like if you dodge, the keeper can just boost and like keep up with you. So you need to like shoot immediately after you dodge. Or if you've been doing like a couple dodge shots and they're used to it, you can dodge early and then aim up or something like that. You can aim up or you can aim like back to where you were. Like if you're coming from this way, you can dodge and then just aim right back to where he was, because he's going to move over to where you dodged, and then you can aim faster than he can move. So you can go pretty much anywhere. But the biggest thing to remember is you need to adjust to what the keeper does. If the keeper is playing like super aggressive and he's going for kicks, like he's coming way out and he like keeps kicking you, just like go for like a really early dodge, and then because he's kicking, he's way back here somewhere and you're free to just shoot like anywhere. You don't need to like make everything super complex and go like really slow and do giant like loops like this. You can just go for like a quick dodge, and like if you're past him, you're past him. It's free. Just left click and shoot, or just tap and shoot. The next thing I want to do, this is a little bit more complex, but one thing to be aware of is if your teammates aren't around you, you can use the shovel pass as a shot. It's going to come like a little bit out to your side and like next to you, a little bit behind you. But like it's basically like you normally would shoot forwards or backwards, but you can use the shovel shot to like shoot sideways. So like a keeper might be like, there's no way he can shoot from here. Like in front of him is nothing, behind him is nothing. But you just shovel, and I mean I whiff. I don't practice a lot of these shots a lot, so there's going to be whiffs, but I just want you guys to get the idea. But you can just shovel and it'll go sideways. So you can do that from obviously close. You can do that from like really far if you figure out like good like lineups or something. Yeah, just keep in mind that this is something you can come in like to practice just hitting shovel passes and getting like maybe you find like a good spot on the floor or like where you're aiming to get good lineups. But this is something that you can do, is use a shovel as a shot. So the next thing I want to go over is reverse cam. So I think this is something that a lot of people probably don't utilize very much, but I think is really important for chasers. As you'll see, like it's very applicable, especially when the ball is like way down there in the behind the hoops. But just like come in practice mode, and I would recommend changing reverse cam to toggle, because you don't really want to be holding it. You want to just like tap it, and then now you're just like free. If you want to just like look back quickly, you can just like hit it and then go back. But I would recommend toggle instead of hold. Just like frees up your fingers to like do other things rather than holding that button. But I would say the most basic reverse cam shot that you can do is drift one. So you just come in, get full boost, drift, reverse cam, and now you're just aiming at one of the hoops. And it's kind of the same principle as the normal drift. Like if you're reverse drifting this way and you're on this right side, the keeper's probably here. He's probably sitting on this hoop, so you'd want to aim opposite, like left or top. And same if you're over here, if you're drifting to this side, the keeper's probably here, so you'd want to aim top or right. And the reason you would hold the drift is, I mean, same reason you're holding the normal drift is you're moving forward still. So like if chasers are behind you, you're still moving forwards, and you're also creating like every like second you're like slightly changing the angle that the keeper would have to hold. So it just makes it a little trickier for them. And another thing is, another reason you would want to use reverse cam is like when you're normally aiming at the hoop like this, there's like a giant gold line pointing from you to where you're aiming that the keeper can see. But if you just turn around and aim backwards, the keeper can't see that. So to them, all they can see is your body and like the tip of your broom where your broom is aiming. But it's a lot harder to look at someone's character model rather than like a giant golden line coming out of you. So yeah, just basically you can do most of everything that were those original shots. You can do just reverse cam. You just turn around, aim somewhere, and just shoot. And they basically have to guess because they can't see you. One thing they can do though is they can come out and kick you. Like if you've been doing this a lot, it is a pretty slow shot. Like you're moving really slowly, so the keeper might come out and try to kick you. So you have to get used to like dodging. Like you'll want to like dodge like up or something and then shoot. But you just have to like be able to, as you're turning around, you need to see the keeper. And if he's going for a kick, just don't even do it. Just go for a normal dodge. Like just remember, you have all those other shots you can do. But if you are committed to the reverse, just like dodge up or something, and you'll probably go over his kick, and then you just go for a shot. And once you're past him, doesn't matter if you're reverse or forwards, just left click the shot and it'll just go in. But yeah, the reason like the reverse cam is so powerful, apart from just a normal straight attack, is like let's say the ball is like loose down here and you come and pick it up. Like most people are probably gonna do some like loop-de-loop thing like this, which is super slow. If you like pick it up down here, you can just reverse cam and instantly shoot, like just like that. Like you don't have to do a huge long slow loop. You just hit the reverse cam. You can go close, you can go like top one, left one. But generally if you pick it up here, you want to do something quick, because if you have the ball right here, all three of the enemy chasers are probably all attacking you right now at this exact moment, plus the keeper is still somewhere around the rings. So if you pick it up, you're pretty safe bet to like invest a dodge somewhere. Like I dodged left like or I dodge like the opposite direction of the side I came out of pretty frequently. Like I'll come out and then dodge over, reverse cam, and just pick something. But you need to know that it's gonna be really full of traffic. Like as you're here looking, there's probably gonna be 3 chasers and the keeper somewhere. Keeper's probably here because you're on the right side, just like earlier. So you probably are looking for top hoop or far hoop. But you just really need to like pick quickly and just aim and just click. Like, because it's reverse cam, you don't need to like charge it. I mean, you could, but the whole point of this is to like quickly just take the shot. You don't want to really like spend a lot of time like moving this way, because if you're going this way and you're like aiming like, oh, where am I going, like now you're really far from the hoop, and they're probably, even if they're just reacting, like most people are going to be able to like go from like up here to down here and save it. So you really want to just get the shot off quick. And yeah, so these are pretty much all like the basic shots, just utilizing reverse cam, using drift, getting comfortable being backwards, just taking shots like that. And yeah, so just I would really recommend going for these, like treating these ones as like your fundamental kind of shots. But I will also go into some trick shots now, and I just want to put up like a big giant asterisk that I would not recommend this really for like new players. This is more of something like if you feel like really comfortable with all those previous shots and you're just looking for something fun or like crazy, like my opinion is these are not very effective shots. These are like, oh, I want to like style on this guy. I want to like look cool. Like my team's winning already. Like I just want to do something like cool. So you just start like throwing it around, and basically all of these are going to use the one timer. So before you're holding the ball, so you can't do this, but normally you would hold the one timer when your teammates are passing it to you. But there's a lot of things you can do to pass it to yourself and go for different shots. I would always recommend using one timer as a chaser anyways. So I'll just go into a couple of these. I'm probably not going to make most of them, but I'll just like show you the like concepts, so you guys can like take this and maybe make something new that hasn't been done before. And I'm not taking credit for any of these. I didn't make these, but they're just shots that exist. So the first one is the Jesus. They call it the Jesus shot, where you shovel upwards into the ceiling, and then you hold the one timer at the goal and just shoot. That's probably one of the most common trick shots you'll see. Just literally, just as long as your teammates aren't around you, just shovel upwards and then just hold the one timer, aim at a hoop. That one went up super long. And just aim at a hoop. You're basically just passing it to yourself, and it's basically just variations of this. Like you can throw it on the ground and one timer it. You can throw it against like a wall or something. You can go like reverse camera and hit it. You can throw it on the ceiling. You can throw it on the wall. You can throw it from behind, and it'll bounce off a little bit. And you just need to like be able to like adjust with your drift to where the ball will be. Oops. And yeah, that's basically the idea, is like just bouncing it off of any surface and go like reverse camera or something, and just hold the one timer, aim at a hoop, and shoot. And there's like a ton of different like walls you can bounce it off of, or anything, and just get used to holding the one timer, aiming it at a hoop. And yeah, these are all really tricky, but you know, I'm sure some of you guys have seen these, or most of these, or all of these. At some point you're like, oh wow, that was crazy, like I can't believe he threw it up on the ceiling and shot the ball. But yeah, it's just the kind of thing where you can come in practice mode and practice it before you really get in there. But yeah, again, I wouldn't really recommend this until you're like comfortable with all those fundamental shots. But yeah, you can do this if you're bored or want to have like fun or something like that, just trying all these random like trick shots. Yeah. Oh, and then another one, probably the last one that's not using one timer as a trick shot, is bouncing it. Again, I'm not very like good with this. I don't know lineups, but I made it. But you just aim at the ground and shoot, and you can aim it like at a the low hoop, you can aim at like a high hoop or whatever. But these are generally really slow, and like it's kind of the same. Like it's more of like a trick shot rather than like you're doing this because it's really effective. Like most of these aren't like breaking the keeper's ankles or anything like that. You're just doing it because it's like fun and like cool to like bounce it or like hit it off the wall and hit like a one timer, or you can like go reverse camera and bounce it or something like that. Like there's all these different things you can do. But it's really just like if you score that, you're basically just like your team's up like 90-0 or something, and it doesn't matter like what you do. You're just trying to like have some fun and go for a cool shot. But yeah, so and the whole idea of this video isn't to show all the possible shots in the game. This is just a very small amount of them, and the idea is just to like get everyone's like creativity like flowing, especially new players, to see like all these things are possible, and you can come in practice mode and like try these, or you can like just try them in a real game. So yeah, that was just wanted to show new players, or you know, maybe veteran players who do like the same shots over and over. Like there's like a lot of different possibilities, and just come in, like just experiment. Like you don't have to do what other people do. Like do stuff that you want to try, that's maybe never been done. And every time you approach the keeper with a unique shot is a chance that you just beat them because you did something different. So yeah, that was all for this video. So thanks for watching. Bye.